Oh, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Booda, back in the building for another last Cloudia video. Oh, I know I have been MIA on last Cloudia for a while now. It's been a minute since I've posted an LC video, and I did miss it. Don't worry, I did not stop. I did not stop the grind. Obviously, the game has just been a little dry, at least for me, because I've been so focused on farming, right? We just got Ryuto, so I've been working on getting his board maxed out. If we check out our dude, we can see how far I've gotten. And so I haven't had a lot of focus to think about what kind of last Cloudia videos I want to make, although talking about farming, I figured why not cover a topic that people ask about all the time, right? Especially new players that aren't as familiar with certain terminology in the game, or just a recap for mid to late game players who want to jump in on this conversation or discussion video. Identifying your farming methods is so important because of the slow, patient grind that last Cloudia is, which transition into what this video is about. You can tell by the title. I get asked a lot whenever I reference or my fellow gamers reference IGC3. What is IGC3? Why is everyone talking about it? Well, to put it simply, if we go to the world map, the IGC3 stands for Imperial Guard Commander 3. It's the title of a stage, right? In the world map, as you progress through story, you're going to unlock this node up here, Grazia Mountains. It's just above the capital, Aldana. And you'll see chapter 310 right here. Boom. Imperial Guard Commander 3. You'll obviously unlock this in the normal mode first. But where it gets really nice is when you get the hard mode, right? As you complete normal stages, you then unlock the ability to progress in the hard difficulty of those story stages. Whenever you hear people talking about IGC3 and farming and grinding, I want to go over the benefits and why IGC3 is by far the most beneficial and all-encompassing auto grind that there is in this game. So some of you guys might be asking, what is auto farming? Well, if we go ahead and enter the stage, I'm going to go ahead and click no support. You'll see this option on the bottom right, auto run. We click it. You have to configure these settings. I usually just run all three, right? Energy saving settings, turns on low graphics, rematch support settings, includes your friend. It automatically chooses a friend for you to run with. So it's going to be situational for you. If you want to make sure you have a specific friend unit available for support, you'll want to use do not use so that that friend doesn't get cycled into this and then become unavailable when you need him. But if you don't mind having random support type friend units, then go ahead and use this to get the friend points. And battery lifesaver is just another way to help whatever device you're running, specifically if you're running on a mobile device, right? Either an Android or an iPhone, the battery lifesaver is going to literally be a battery lifesaver for that device. But for the purposes of this video, we're not even going to set it into auto run because I want to be showing a couple things. I just want to jump in game. Now, the first thing we're going to notice is that this stage automatically starts at the boss fight, right? So this is a one wave stage. That's extremely important when identifying what a good auto run stage is, because you want your clear times to be fast. And that is specifically for the rest of the benefits we're going to talk about in this video. But you can see how quickly we just cleared that. And I don't even have the optimal team to get the fastest clears here. We're going to go over team comps and what works best when doing this auto farm later in the video. But even then, we got a 6-second clear time, which is pretty good. And then obviously if we were running an auto farm, it would cycle through each of these screens automatically, giving us a total cycle time of probably about 15 seconds if I had to guess. We can go ahead and time it just for the purpose of understanding, right? No support. Boom, auto run. I'm gonna hit use. We'll go ahead and skip this function right here. As soon as I click run, right, we're gonna time how long it takes for this cycle to start. I've got my stopwatch in front of me. I'm gonna click run and start at the exact same time. Boom, here we go. You can see that timer is racking up. And we will come to the final number as soon as we get to the end screen that starts the stage over again. You can see the screen's kind of darkened out because it is in that battery saver mode. "15 seconds, am I on?" And boom, ready, it hit start, and we're gonna stop it right there because right when it hit the start button, we're looking with my exact setup. You actually can't see what that says because it's inverted screen, but with my exact setup, we're looking at a cycle time of about 50 to 55 seconds, right? I stopped exactly at about 56. I went a little over than I should have. So I don't know what my brain is on right now. I said 15 seconds. Maybe I meant to say 50. I guessed 15 seconds. I was giving Atis way too much credit. With their load screens, you can see why a lot of people are asking for those load screens to be cut down. With a clear time, a stage clear time of 5 to 6 seconds, we're still waiting an entire minute when auto farming to complete one stage at a time. But that gives you a good estimate on my exact team comp, right? We're running Shift Lily, rocking the spell Venomous Rainfall. She pops that off right away, clears the board, and then we're able to keep on grinding that stage. Now let's get into the why this stage is so good for auto farming. To summarize it, it's because you can accomplish so many different individual farms with this one stage. We're going to start with item farming, right? The specific drops that you can get on hard mode specifically are extremely valuable, right? The first one we're going to look at, if we just look here, skill books, right? Auto farming this stage, you will never run out of skill books again. I think I'm almost at 999 skill books at the moment, even with unlocking characters. So skill books you're never going to be short on. You get crystallites, right? Rainbow crystals I want to highlight, and blue and green. I just did that backwards. Blue and green crystals and clusters you're also going to be farming while doing this stage. Now the drop rate, you are looking at a sizable pool of item drops, but when you're auto farming for hours on hours, it's going to make sustaining these items very valuable. The specific enhancement materials are very good as well for units that use these, and the power potions, right? The XP pots are nice to have when you want to, if you grab a new character or you're working on a new character, just give them a boost in levels right off the bat. I know I'm always pretty highly stocked on these two XP pots in particular, but like I said, what makes it so useful, especially with items like rainbow crystals, like green clusters, blue clusters, things that are typically very hard to come by. Once you're grinding this stage consistently, it makes the increase of these specific items in your inventory very noticeable. Aside from the items dropping, let's go ahead and manually clear this once more. Aside from the item farm that you can accomplish with this stage in particular, what makes one wave stages so useful is that quick clear time allows for Zell grinding, right? The currency that you're going to be accumulating in this game to level up characters, buy certain items in the shop. You need a lot of Zell, you'll notice. Hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of Zell are required to purchase certain things. And we'll take a look right here, but I do have it written down. You get about 2,200, you get 2,200 Zell per clear. So boom, we just did the stage again. We got another 2,200 Zell. over time, right, that becomes very significant. You clear the stage 10 times. At 50 something seconds, you're looking at about a minute. So 10 minutes, you've got 22,000 Zell. If you go 100 minutes, you're looking at 220,000 Zell. And if you keep doing that math upwards into the multiple hours, you realize how you can accumulate Zell very quickly. It's very common for people to auto farm overnight, right? Either leave your device running for however many hours, barring you don't get blocked by communication errors, which is sadly pretty common. When you are able to complete a full night or session of auto grinding, you'll likely come back to your Zell count increased by 1 million or so. It all depends on your own cycle time and how long you can leave your device auto farming, but over time, it's going to pay off in both the item drop and the Zell area. Looking at the third benefit, the third grind that you're going to be achieving by auto farming IGC3 is pertaining to the difficulty of the stage, right? If you have grinded up to 310 on normal and you're farming this stage, it's okay, especially since you can still get rainbow crystals, you can get blue and green crystals, but the ideal stage is on hard mode because of this grind right here, and that is character soul farming, right? If we look at my team that I'm rocking, the reason I'm running Ryuto, Spirit Maiden Tyria, and AOG Lily specifically is because I want to be grinding up souls for them as well. If you haven't watched my 5 ways to grind character souls up, one of the ways is by completing hard and god mode stages. We're not going to worry about god mode. We're going to talk about hard mode. There's a 5% chance per character, separate chances per character, to drop 1 unit soul per run, right? So 5% chance, you're not going to be seeing it a lot. But as I've said before, over time, when you're grinding this stage for hours and hours and hours and hours, you can actually notice an accumulation of a specific character's souls. So you want to also be a bit strategic with what characters you're bringing to the stage. You'll always want a strong caster to wipe the stage quickly. Like I said, we'll get into team comps and why and what you want to be thinking about when decreasing your cycle time. In this case, I do have Lily as my 1 spell clear caster for this run, but I also am on the hunt for her souls, which is why it just worked out in this case. But it's another grind you want to keep in mind. What characters are you bringing to this auto farm in efforts to increase their souls? The fourth reason we're going to talk about why it's so important to auto farm this stage is because of the XP farming. Now you'll notice Ryuto is not level 100. Now the XP, I am losing out on that grind for Tyria and AOG Lily because I already have them at level 100, but Ryuto specifically has gotten to level 81 since I've pulled him in my last summoning pull video, solely because of this grind right here. That's mainly how he's gotten from level 1 to level 81, just because I've been grinding IGC3. A character accumulates 1122, right? 1,122 EXP per run. So that's per minute, essentially, in this case, in this setup. Also, keep in mind, if you have the item, which we'll show here, I unequipped it just so I could get the raw XP accumulation that you get for characters. If you have this item right here, Maneki Ray, this item's also going to give a plus 20%, which bumps you up to that 1,346 XP per run. So that's what I've been running on him to speed up that XP grind a little more in the process. There are also arcs that give out XP up skills. I think Aldana Coliseum. Yes, the SR arc Aldana Coliseum, once you get it to level 10, you can teach EXP up to characters, which allows you to avoid using that Maneki Ray doll. Keep in mind, these are not stackable buffs. They mention it. It also says that on the Maneki doll. So EXP up and the Maneki doll don't stack together. It's one or the other. So keep that in mind. This will be available for every character, for every player, since it's an SR arc. And you can place that skill when you're running them on the auto farm if you need to be leveling up your characters. We also got the new SSR Arc Game Master, which comes with EXP up 2. That's going to be more end game content, or not end game, but as you progress, you'll unlock the mini games that allow you to unlock the game house and then complete this little game bounty board. If my game will load. Oh, I haven't entered the game house yet. I'm going to go ahead and skip. Who knows if I'm missing out on something right there, but for the purpose of this video, I just want to show the completion award. Game Master gives us EXP up 2, which is a 35% EXP increase. Very beneficial if you want to enhance that EXP grind for your auto farming. And finally, saving the best farm for last, the 5th reason you'll want to auto farm IGC3 and it's so useful is because it's a one wave. Those quick clear times allow you to ether farm, right? Like I've mentioned before, I've discussed ether farming. I made a video on the benefits of ether farming in the past. It's kind of similar to the video we're making now. But you'll notice every arc right here comes with an ether meter. You get it to 100% and you unlock the equipment that comes with that arc. Now, the only ways to increase this meter are as follows, right? You can either pull duplicates of the arc, which can either increase it by 5% or 10% if it's a featured arc. You can increase it with Ethereum, which is an item that automatically increases the arc ether by 5%, but those are both limited means to increase your ether, right? The only infinite grind that is available to us is by running arcs in battle. Okay, when you run an arc in battle, for each separate arc, right, it's a separate chance per arc. It is a 10% increase for a 0.1% chance, right? So looking back at the arc I was just looking at, 4 Lords of Ruins, right? If I ran this team, it would be a 10% chance for this arc to go from 9.3 up to 9.4. So breaking down the math, it's going to take about 10,000 runs for a stage, taking an arc from 0 to 100 solely through ether farming, give or take about 10,000 runs based on those odds, right? A 10% chance to increase it by 0.1%. So you can start to make sense of why quick clears are so important for this process alone. 10,000 runs is no small feat. It takes a while. It's all going to be dependent on how fast you can clear the stage with your specific setup, but it gives you a baseline of understanding how long it takes to actually grind these arcs out. That's why I say this is a patience requiring game. Your Ethereum, you want to use wisely because they are a limited resource, subject only to when Adas hands them out or the limited times that you can get those items through missions or whatnot. And once you run out of them and can't acquire them easily, ether farming or pulling duplicates are the only ways to increase that ether, which is something that's extremely important. Some of the best weapons, some of the most meta strategies and equipment come from the arcs. So it's something you want to be taking advantage of, keeping in mind how to constantly raise this ether bar up. Something else I want to point out, I don't want to get too into how to ether farm and the best methods. I want to save that for another video. But if you notice, running these arcs at level 1, I'm spending, with the discounted event that's going on, I'm spending 55 blue souls and 16 red souls to run this team. This is something you need to take note of, right? We're running the arcs at level 1 to decrease our per run soul cost. At this cost, we're not really worried about running our bars up here dry, right? That's something you want to keep in consideration. But if we also run the stage, once again, we've seen it enough times already, but I want to point something out in particular. Every time you run a stage, you actually do accumulate a certain amount of blue and red souls. So if we go ahead and wait for this to clear right here, you can see on this screen that we got 102 blue souls and 9 red souls. So funny enough, with the discount that's going on right now, I'm actually getting a surplus. I'm accumulating blue souls with this exact run every time I clear it. So 102 minus 55 is what? 47. I'm gaining 47 blue souls, and by gaining 9 red souls per run, I'm actually decreasing my red souls cost even further. It's almost like a discount as what I what I attribute this to. You get 102 blue and 9 red soul discount per clear on this stage. Very useful to even worry less about draining your blue and red souls while you auto farm. Something I wanted to point out, just another value that comes with grinding this IGC3. And you can see also right here, boom, we got an AOG Lily soul drop. So we were able to capture that on camera. And right there, we just saw the Art Ether jump up. We went from 69.9 up to 70% flat. So perfect. I'm glad we got footage of it all. Now let's go over team comps, best practices. How do you shorten your clear time when taking this stage on? I won't be able to show the most optimal setup because sadly I don't have him but V. If you were around during the DMC collab and you have V, just know that you have the potential for the fastest clear time on IGC3 that's available in the game. There's a specific way to set him up so that his S1 just one taps the entire screen. He pops it off immediately, and it's like, what, 1 second clear times, if that, which just would give us in this case an extra 3 to 4 seconds on top of what it's taking us to clear this stage. Over time, those seconds are precious and they add up, right? The faster you can clear it, the more materials, the more farming you can do in each of that category, the more effective it's going to be. So sadly, because I don't have V, I can't show off what exactly that build looks like. I just know that V's S1 is the fastest one tap for this stage. So if you got them, rejoice. There are guides on the main LC Discord how to build V for farming. You can always reach out, ask in the Discord. Someone I'm sure will be happy to help you out. The next best option is the spell right here. We're looking at after 3,700 years, powerful earth attack against all enemies. Now this is the spell that has the shortest activation and animation in the game currently, making it the best spell to utilize for the quick clears you're going to want to accomplish. I'll go ahead and throw Senku on the team just so you can see how quick that spell pops off and wipes the board. I've got Senku on the team. We'll go ahead, start this up, and we should see exactly what we were seeing before. The stage will start. Senku will automatically pop his skill and it'll just wipe the board very quickly. We'll see how quick that animation is. Boom, stage start. Senku's gonna run around like an idiot. Are you kidding me? Well, here we go. We can see him. He's about to pop it off. And boom, there is the wipe right there. So he didn't launch it off as quickly as I wanted him to. He went and did an auto attack. I'm sure there is something I forgot to change to make the AI automatically launch that spell. But once he did, you saw how fast it took care of all of the enemies. After 3,700 years is by far the best spell to use when clearing this stage. But the only caveat to that strategy is that you had to be playing when the Dr. Stone collab rolled around. Oh, I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for bringing up 2 strategies that require collab units, but I want to mention it for those who were around and just aren't aware that they have these things in their possession to make auto farming this stage even easier, right? This is this spell you get from this arc right here. It was the free SR Stone World you were able to acquire. But sadly, if you're brand new, this isn't going to help you much. Let's talk about something that everyone can take advantage of, and those are 2 spells in particular. We're talking about Venomous Rainfall, which you get from this SSR Arc Venom Dragon Babalad. This is on the general banner, so you are able to pull this at any time in the game, right? It is luck walled to get it, but once you do, you have access to what I'd say is the 3rd best spell in the game for the quick clears. That's what AOG Lily was running. You saw her activating in the beginning of this video, right? It's just a dark attack against all enemies, chance to inflict poison. Funny enough, AOG Lily, the unit I was using in particular, comes with that skill in her ability board. So if you have AOG Lily or OG Lily, does she come with that skill as well? It doesn't look like she does. So specifically AOG Lily, I know has Venomous Rainfall built into her kit. We can see that because right here it's an SC cost of 0. It is found on her board. So 2 means in order to take advantage of Venomous Rainfall. And finally, I'd say the 4th best option would be the spell Blizzard, which can be found on the R-Arc Aurora Glacier, right? You unlock that spell right there. It's got a quick animation, a bit more drawn out when it comes to actually dealing damage than the aforementioned skills, but it activates quickly. It's over quickly. Comparing it to other spells, Blizzard is going to be a solid option. The only thing is that Blizzard doesn't really have, I think, high multipliers when it comes to dealing damage, so you want to use characters like Zekis who have ice magic boosts built into them in order to increase Blizzard's damage enough to actually one-wipe the board, right? That's going to be very important, is making sure that one cast is going to clear all of the enemies. You saw we were dealing pretty significant damage caps on all of the spells that I showed. That is important. It is crucial to be able to one spell tap the IGC3 stage. There are obviously other skill builds for those specific characters rocking those spells, but I don't want this video to be too long going in depth. I'd be happy to help anyone who would like the exact builds for certain characters. Obviously, every character is going to be needed to be built different to maximize their spell damage. So feel free, please join me on Discord, join the Booda Gang Discord. You've got myself and plenty of others who'd be happy to assist you, especially looking at everyone's account individually and seeing what the best alternatives would be if you're interested in auto farming. Auto farming, I would say, is later early to mid-game progress. That's a little confusing the way I worded it, but you're not starting the game off and then jumping right into auto farming, right? You have to progress into the story, you have to progress into the hard mode of story, and you need the team comp and specific skills in order to actually efficiently auto farm, right? If your auto farm is taking over 90 seconds. Shout out to Deimos for that number, by the way. I did consult with him before this video. If your auto farm is taking over a specific amount of time, it's typically not going to be worth it. It's more worth it to keep clearing story, keep advancing a specific team that can actually shorten that cycle time for your auto clears on IGC3. It's something you need to take note of. It's going to be specific and situational for everyone's account. Another reason why using your online resources is going to be so beneficial for everyone. Yes, I can make these videos and kind of just cover the surface of these specific farming strategies and how to do them. I try to bring up key points, but when it comes to in-depth analysis of your specific account, Discord and the more personal outlets are going to be the way that I and others can help you actually maximize your efficiency. That about covers all of the benefits that IGC3 offers as an auto farming stage. It is so beneficial once you get it down. Like I said, item drops, XP farming, Zell farming, soul farming, and then ether farming for your arcs. It's just, it covers so many different farming methods all in one stage that it is by far the most valuable stage in the game once you are efficient with it. I wanted to bring up some exciting news for your boy. If you notice, I've got my cursor on the screen. Yes, I am playing on an emulator. Now, this is going to be very important for those of you looking for a way to emulate LC and play it on your PC. I have teamed up with LD Player is the software specifically. They reached out and said, hey, we'd love to partner with you. Get the word out that we are a platform that's going to allow users to play Last Cloudia on your PC currently, right? We're all waiting for an official Steam client from Atis globally, but it's taking longer than expected. LD Player offers a fantastic solution to that dilemma for anyone who's looking to emulate the experience on a PC. Specifically for grinding, it's extremely valuable because trying to auto farm on your phone, as I've learned, burns that battery dry. Getting a new phone like I did has been able to handle it a little better, but I've already noticed some of the drawbacks trying to auto farm on the phone. For one, there's way more communication issues that I have to deal with. With LD Player, with my, little powerhouse PC, I don't have to worry about drying any batteries out. I've got my Ethernet cable connection, so the connection to the internet's way more stable. I don't run into so many communication errors. LD Player's got over 100 million downloads, right? They've got 1 million games, over a million games on their platform. So if you're not only looking to play Last Cloudia, but some of your other favorite phone games, LD Player is a great place to access all of that. Keep in mind, this is an Android simulator. Last Cloudia is optimized for iOS, so when it comes to lag and experiencing that, unfortunately, there is just no workaround, even for, I'd say, the LD devs. There is no solving the lag issue with Last Cloudia. No matter what settings I change, when it comes to high hit counts or even some transitions in loading screens, there is a bit of lag, but I don't think that's LD Player's fault. I think a lot of that is just how the game works with Android devices in particular. So the lag is something that we can't really work around. A lot of players are always asking, why is your game so smooth? It's because usually I'm recording my footage on an iPhone 12, which is a pretty strong iOS device. You're not going to get that same experience on an Android emulator. But like I said, for auto farming in particular, using your PC is going to be way more effective, way more efficient for you than trying to auto farm on your phone, especially when you're doing things like overnight auto farming. Your phone or your mobile device is going to be hurting after 7 to 8, 9, however many hours you sleep. It's going to be hurting being on running that long, just going to be draining that phone's life literally. So the ability to emulate this experience and do your auto farming on PC is very valuable. Like I said, LD Player reached out to me, so thank you to them for being my official first sponsorship. If you guys want to support your boy, there's going to be a link in the description. Go ahead and try this software out. Every download used from my affiliate link is going to help support your boy, help me keep making these videos for you guys. I'm doing my best to give you some quality content, and I'm so grateful that LD Player is helping me do just that. And that's enough talking for me. I need to go ahead, chop up this video, edit it so that my points are concise and straightforward for you guys. I really hope this clarified a lot on why IGC3 is so beneficial and what IGC3 is, because I get that comment a lot. What is IGC3? What are you guys talking about? This is what we're talking about. This is something you definitely want to aim for and try to optimize your account for, so you can take advantage of all the benefits that come with farming this stage in particular. So don't want to keep on rambling, guys. That's all I got for you this time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I miss anything? Feel free, like I said, to expand on any points I brought up, or say, hey, Booda, you forgot to talk about this, and that. Just let me know. Let other people who are reading through the comments know. I am going to get out of here. So, y'all know what I say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.